You're back on the Education Committee this year, and you have had some initial work sessions and have heard some bills. What can you tell constituents to expect out of the committee in the coming months?
Well, there have been a lot of topics discussed in just the few committee meetings that we've had. We have 3 a week. They're meetings and they're work sessions, and we have some new members. So there's briefings going on. You know, I've been off the Education Committee for 1 year, so it's good to bring all of us up to speed. We had a really special work session this week on small schools. And we had people from various parts of Washington, all representing small schools. And I think that's one of the best things we did, because even our urban colleagues, legislators from places like Tacoma and Seattle, really got a taste of what it's like for what kind of students are produced out of the small schools. You know, we do have smaller class sizes. Parents and teachers and administrators and students, everybody knows everybody. You walk in the door and greet you by your first name. And I think our urban legislators were reminded that it costs more to educate students in a smaller school environment, just by the very nature of how large our landmass is, and that it is our obligation to educate all students. But then the social benefits, social and economic benefits of raising these strong and really hardworking students pays off for the state of Washington. And that came through loud and clear as superintendents and business managers from small school districts talked about what it's like in a small district.
Back in November, voters approved Initiative 1351. How will this factor into the K-12 education discussion this year?
There are a lot of puzzle pieces to put together for the education budget, because we've got McCleary to consider, and we're not sure what we're going to do with 1351. Will we set it aside? Will we try to implement part of it? Because we're really early in the budgeting process, it's really not possible today to predict what's going to happen with that initiative. But stay tuned, we'll figure it out.
You sponsored a bill that would reduce the risk of a sexually violent predator being released into a community and reoffending. Can you tell me a little about that?
I did introduce House Bill 1059 this week. 2 of our constituents from Clarkston, Wes and Sharon Kleiser, traveled all the way to Olympia to testify in favor of the bill. It puts some parameters on the release of sexually violent predators from McNeil Island, and our constituents did a really fine job of explaining why it's important that we demand more from a predator before they're released back into society. The bill is about public safety, it's about community safety, it's about personal safety. These families and victims that have been affected by sexually violent predators live with that their entire lives. And I think it's the least we can do as a legislature is to say, before we release the sexually violent predator from McNeil Island, that person should have participated in some treatment for the sexual deviation that he's been held for.